I want to just talk about this concept because I think when I really understood this years ago when I was working, I've worked in HR and accounting, and I've worked with a lot of customer service groups. This idea of an internal service chain really hit home for me. And what I want you to think about is everybody in this room is in charge of delivering great service. It is not just the reps who talk to the customers, right? It is not just the people who take that first phone call or take that order. It's everybody's job. And how we provide service to each other keeps this chain of service strong, or it breaks it down. So when I get information or resources or work or feedback from someone that helps me do my job better, and then I give information or resources or feedback to someone that helps them do their job better, that is keeping the chain of service strong. What do I need that comes before me, that gives me the stuff I need to do my job, and then who am I giving stuff and information to so that they could do their job? That's the chain of service, and it's in every organization, and it impacts the customer. They're at the end, right? But unless that chain is strong, there's going to be some issues. And there are certainly kinks, right? You know where they are, I'm sure. You know that the kinks exist. The question is, what are you willing to do to try and make them strong again? And the number one thing that builds a strong chain of service, what do you think it might be? What's the number one thing that would build an excellent chain of service between you and another person? Trust. It's trust. So what you want to think about is the level of trust that you have with your service providers, the people who provide you what you need to do your job, and the level of trust that you have with your customers, the people that you provide information to do their job. There is always someone that comes before you, and there's always someone that comes after you in that chain of service. The question is, where's it kinked? Where's it broke? Where does that trust need to be rebuilt? And trust is rebuilt through communication, 100%, right? It's being better at communicating, and hopefully some of these tools can help. So what I want to talk about on page 8 is I want to have you think about who is in your service chain. So think about the people that that give you information, work, resources to do a great job. Who are those people? Those might be called your service partners. So the people that come before you in the service chain, just write down a couple of those roles. Who are those people that give you that work, that information, those resources? And if you didn't get it, or you don't get it in a timely way, or you don't get it in the right way, it makes your job more difficult. They would be your service partners. They are partners with you in developing great service and delivering great service. And what you find out when you answer this is it's probably almost every department in this room, right? In some way. And then on the other end, who are your customers? Who are the people that you serve? Who are the people in this organization that come after you? That based on what you do and based on the information you provide, it impacts their ability to do their job. Who would those be? Who would those people be? So just think about that and write that down. And I want you in your mind to think about also where the level of trust is. Is it a 1? It's not really that good. Is it a 5? It's really high. All right? And how many of you in here feel like there's places where you have a 5, a really high level of trust with some of the people in your service chain? Raise your hand if you feel like I have a 5 with some of the people in my service chain. So I want to ask you to just share with us real quick before we do this exercise. What do you believe has caused you to have that level 5 trust? What happens between you and your service partner, or you and your internal customer, that has built that level of trust? Anybody willing to share? It's great examples because it's good to know what's working, right? Yeah, go ahead. So honesty, I know that they've always told the truth. Excellent. What else? What else builds that high level of trust for you with people in this room? They get back to you. Okay. So they answer your questions. They get back to you. They value you, right? It shows value. It shows care. They know that what they have to tell you impacts your ability to do your job. And somebody else had something maybe over here? Do what you say you're going to do. Yeah. Do what you say you're going to do, or make sure you have a good reason why you couldn't do it, and let them know, right? Let them know. Other ideas, what builds that trust?
Having a common agenda and agreeing to that agenda, the direction you're both pointing in the same place.
So you come up with a common goal or agenda, and you agree to it. And so this is how we're going to move forward, and we're in agreement. So you make sure that's happening up front. Perfect. You had something up here.
I just said work ethic, work ethic.
Yeah, so they do their job, and you could count on them to do their job. Great, excellent. Anybody else? Those high levels of trust. How'd you get there?